Yeah, I figured it's okay. This lets me know I need to be all the way over here.
Yeah, come join. Come.
I'll sit with you.
Pretend like you like
sit
him.
with you.
I don't know.
So
Our knees are touching.
yeah.
Can you feel that love?
I was about to say, it's like, can you feel that? I hope I don't feel anything.
Well, I'm gonna be. You can be Simba. I'll be Nala.
I want to be Zazu. No, Brandon should be Zazu. Brandon's a better Zazu.
I'm fine with this. I'm fine with basically everything that you guys just said. So.
No.
Which are you having chat on that TV?
Oh yeah. So I always forget. Okay. So,
I can't even read that.
how am I going to do this?
Sell your soul to a fairy.
You know what? Here's what we're going to do. So for the benefit of chat, which doesn't really help any of you guys that are probably here and whatnot. So yeah, now we can just see this somewhat sort of better. This is the first time that you guys have been here for this part, huh?
What?
While I've had the TV up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just
Yeah.
like, hey, look,
This is the first time I've been on in like a month, dude.
Not wrong.
I'm sorry.
But I've been making progress.
I'm happy about
And
that.
10 times less wanting to die, so I'm
Yeah.
cool with that.
You've
Right.
been busy. Okay?
I've been dying.
When you guys
Hey,
have been busy
you know I've
dying,
been busy.
I've come in and taken over your personality. It's fine.
personality.
It's not that hard to do.
Sounds good.
When we were doing sound checks, I was like, this is Carly and Brandon's mic. So much hype!
Oh god.
Sounds good. No echoing. We're good.
I still hate that so much. Oh my god.
So much hype.
It like I said, I don't
Blame you.
Not mad
you
at
blame
you.
you.
the editor, oh god.
It's
you,
always the editor's
freaking
fault.
you. Oh my god.
I try and do now. I only do like maybe one clip. Like Friday's wrap up was Tyler.
Did you save the broken mic clip like I told you to?
Shall I play it?
That'll be fun.
Excuse me.
Hey, do I still have it on the drive?
Don't tell Jenna while we're live.
No, she knows about it.
Oh.
I told her.
He's saying the night it happened.
But
He was like,
yeah,
"Don't tell
when
Jenna."
I broke the mic in the editing, I was like, don't tell Jenna, I need to fix it. I'll tell her.
Where did I put it?
There. Yes.
Yes.
I need to like not have this here, but then you know what? It can sit in infamy over there because
What did you
technically I
do?
don't need it anymore. So it's like I have the my phone out over.
Oh, I just didn't see what you threw.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I've got this kind of set up where I can like actually interact with
Yeah.
the chat this way.
Jenna says
Helps.
it looks like we're on Facebook all the time.
Yeah, I know. Well, and that was something where when it was like when we had Mina and Ashley on last week, it was like, yeah, you guys can be over on the chat and all that kind of stuff. And they're like, this is weird. We're like up over here. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Having youngins on the podcast when they can actually look at themselves in a delayed reaction was an experience.
I don't mean as just.
I mean,
I was like same at first, man. I still look at like that.
are they older or younger than me?
They're
Younger.
so Mina's younger. Well, no, okay, so both of them are younger because I don't know. Ash.
My birthday's in May.
Ash just turned 21, maybe a few weeks ago or something like that.
So around the same age.
Yeah. So I mean,
We almost share a birthday. I'm
Yeah.
May 7th.
So.
If you're watching this or listening to it, I have no idea.
Well, I haven't started the actual audio version. So, like I said, right now it's
We're in
still
the pre-show.
Yeah. This is still pre-show.
Yeah, but
you
they can
know,
hear
it's
us.
5:45, 5:44, 5:45. You know, so this is just YouTube time.
That's 5:54.
Shut up.
Hello, you two people.
You know, Brandon, I haven't had to deal with you for like weeks.
I gotta bring back the raft. The Wrath of Pecker.
Oh, I thought you said the raft. I was like, Brandon.
I heard that too. I was like, did we? No, ours didn't come out
Spoilers.
because we didn't record.
We haven't
our,
recorded.
Yeah, we didn't
We did a
record.
test and we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Which that project I'm excited for.
Yeah, we were actually talking
Yes.
a bit about that. So
We'll
yeah, we've got some ideas and some things going forward.
we'll
so.
make it beautiful for you.
Yeah, so
Have fun.
oh man, but yeah,
So are we still audioless?
Well,
Right
no,
now-
there's audio
well-
there's audio on the YouTube.
Yeah,
It's
they
just
can
not
hear us.
recording-
YouTube can hear us
we're not
and all that kind of
recording on
stuff.
DOS.
We're
Oh.
just not recording the actual like iTunes version. Which okay, so a quick little thing. iTunes is actually going away.
What?
Yeah, so iTunes is gonna be no more. They're switching everything to like Apple Music or Apple Podcasts.
Oh,
or,
I thought you were going with like we're just stepping away from iTunes.
no.
iTunes is
we're-
going bye-bye.
No.
Which is good because I'm sick of this stupid update your iTunes. But I don't listen to iTunes that much. Update your iTunes.
It's a whole thing. Like I said, I try to put the podcast on as many different platforms as possible that aren't going to charge me an arm and a leg. Looking at you, Spotify.
Damn.
Yeah.
Called out.
It's irritating because we hit their RSS numbers, we hit every little thing, but we have to get approved. And I don't know. I think the person that approves podcasts just really doesn't like ours for some reason. So I just sit there and go like, whatever. Yeah, you can
Remind
have
me
it.
about our little project that we might start filming in August because I learned something fun about platforms.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, I've already started looking into my August, and my August is crazy. With there's an event in August. There's a shoot that I have to do in August.
Then there's our
our
production thing.
thing out over it. It's so freaking much. So, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was just talking to a friend and learned a little thing that could or could not be fun.
Yeah.
As in the
It's yay or here. So.
no, it's the yay right now tentatively.
Yeah.
And until that is live, we just have to wait and see.
Yeah. So, like I said, we're getting ready to go and start the episode starts in 3 minutes. This is, like I said, this is our relaxed time, so we'll be getting into it later. We literally just got done with an event, so hey, I can't remember.
His brain is gone.
It's
Guess you could say it's cracked.
You tried for that.
I did try for
Why?
I always try for fun.
Why?
I started hanging up on her when she gives me a pun.
Yeah, he does. It's so rude.
I had to deal with Jenna today doing it, and then
When did
I
my
thought you were
wife
gonna
do
say you
puns?
just had to deal with Jenna.
not
It's like,
not even.
I mean,
hate
I'm
Jenna.
right here.
Bye.
Yeah.
He
So-
wouldn't dare.
No, I would.
I would defend my woman's honor.
You would defend your women's honorary?
Honor.
Honor.
Oh, he said honor, not honorary.
No, you're.
I would defend my woman's ovaries.
No, honorary, like you're honorary.
Same
you're-
thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Completely different
When
things.
the ovaries.
Ovaries
Ovaries?
and being honorary are very different things.
No,
and
they're not.
You really
No, they're not.
No.
It
Stefan,
depend- She's
Stefan,
a woman. How are
do
you
you have
saying no
ovaries?
to her?
do you have ovaries?
I don't.
Yeah, ovaries and honorary are the exact same thing.
You know what? Okay, I'll leave them to you. Just
Next
no.
section.
I
Next segment.
I freaking hate
Hi,
them.
Shelby.
So
It is
yes.
Shelby.
It's Shelby.
It's Shelby. It's Shelby. Which I will let you know, Shelby. Very soon. I've already been asked that we have to go and do an episode. I'm very afraid because it's one of those where I can already tell that episode is going to go from just being a normal episode to probably, if we have on who I think will be on that episode, it's just going to be Godzilla. It's going to be nothing but Godzilla. And I'm actually really looking forward to
Oh,
that.
is it that Shelby? Shelby, are you my Shelby?
Yes, it's your Shelby.
It's my Shelby,
It's
Shelby!
our sexy barbarian Shelby.
Yay, Shelby! I didn't know it was that Shelby.
And then Godzilla, and then it clicks.
Yeah, I was like, it's Cole. Obviously, it's Cole. Oh, I actually need to talk to you too after the episode.
About the campaign.
Yeah. I'm starting up my D&D campaign again. Shelby and Cole's in it.
You saw it here live on the Crack Brain podcast.
Caden kissed a peck.
He pecked a peck.
Yeah.
I pecked the nose of the peck. The nose
You pecked
peck.
his pecker.
I
Aww.
Sorry, Jenna. Didn't want to put that in your head.
Not sorry, Jenna.
But shouldn't you be?
You probably should be.
Shouldn't you be?
Get jealous.
But yeah, so
If Jenna had a pack, okay, we're getting into this.
in true crack brain fashion, what's gonna go on is that the empty chair that's over there, it is for the person that this happens to.
She just,
Ended up on the wrong side of the valley.
She left before me.
I don't understand it. I really don't understand it.
We
'cause
love
it
you.
was-
She's like a little fairy.
Getting the message like, I'm here, and I'm like, where are you? The street that she was on, I'm just like, that's nowhere near mine at all, and you completely bypassed my place, and you've been here how many times? Ooh, so yeah,
It's Ray.
We love you.
that was Ray. So eventually she will get over here, and we'll do that. But we're going to start the podcast now, which is just basically I'm going to hit Audacity and hit that record button. So
Is that the software we use?
that's the software we use.
Oh, the audacity.
Yeah.
And we're using OBS too, if you're wondering.
OBS is wonderful, though.
It's a thing.
Unless you're Vitalcast.
It's he uses OBS and
Yeah, but
he hates
shit
it
out
just
on
as he hates it just as much as I do.
Okay,
So,
for being
it
free,
works.
though, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's like for free it works, but
Free.
we're without necessary
falling.
things to go not have OBS, so we use OBS. So there's the thing. So
Is your mic on this week?
shut
It
up.
is.
I hate you.
It is actually.
These are the two have to turn on microphones.
So
Yeah.
a little self promotion here. I actually set up the mixer today. I mean I didn't configure it, but I plugged things in.
Caden's good at the plug-in.
Plug it in.
You hear that,
plug it
Jenna?
in.
Oh my god, she's alive.
Hi.
I think she decided to make coffee first.
I did.
Here, I know you guys have started. I'm just gonna go make coffee.
No, I actually did make it before y'all started.
Bull crap.
Have you been here the entire
How
time?
long?
I've been here for like 5 minutes.
Well, we started like 20 minutes ago. We went live 20 minutes ago.
I mean,
No,
about
because
20
I
minutes.
heard we're going live. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Crack Brain.
No one said
We
that.
haven't
No one
even
said
gotten to
that.
that
That's what
part
I
yet.
heard.
No one has said that.
We haven't even gotten to that part yet. No, like I said, what's amazing is still I still have no idea how you bypassed my house that far.
I don't know. No, seriously, no. So
I'm
what's weird about my GPS is because I use 3 different ones for different things.
That's probably why.
GPS
no.
apps. GPSs.
No,
There's only one GPS.
Because sometimes they'll either tell me something like incorrect or weird, or they'll take me a back road, or they just fail. So I use 3 different ones to try to combat my problem.
I'm just thinking you now have 3 different voices all telling you different U-turns of like
Take a left. No.
take a left.
And she's just sitting there
You
judging
know what's
us.
going. You shut your mouth, Waze.
I'm in Salt Lake.
No, I don't use all 3 at the same time. Sometimes 2, just to see which
2?
one's quicker. Well, because sometimes if you compare them,
Did you
Okay,
know
so
that
I'm
there are
gonna-
options for different routes on one app?
So I'm gonna let you know here.
Right off of the freeway.
So
because once I pulled up Waze, I put in your address. It thought I was going home, so I'm following it.
Well,
and
I mean,
I'm like,
if
why
you
am
want to
I-
think of my house
it's a
as
home away from home.
That's a
Okay,
thing.
but I want you to know Waze uses the same service as Google Maps.
But it's 10 times better.
It is 10 times better,
Not
and I love
always.
it. But most,
never had
like
that
10
problem.
times out of 10, it uses the same
Well,
configuration.
you
Like I think
are
they
also
just,
Ray.
I actually think Waze rents out the server use from. Google.
There's partners. There's a whole
Yeah.
thing because also Uber. I'm not gonna get into it. So, hey,
I've never used an Uber.
Welcome to Crack Brain.
welcome to
1, 2, 3.
And for once, it's not me interrupting.
I had weeks that this didn't happen.
I told
and-
you, I am coming back full force.
Oh my god.
No, you ain't. You're not done with your project.
I feel the need.
Wow.
I'm so
speed.
Wow.
I don't know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No,
I'm hurt.
All
I
day
feel
long.
the need for speed, and I want us to Spawn to
It's
finish
okay,
it for
Stefan.
me because he's
Well,
my
you
Top Gun
failed.
buddy.
I know, and your Top Gun buddy failed.
Just start the show.
Welcome to Cracked Brain. Here we have black bread.
Burnt toast.
you suck. First hand.
Are you done?
I got him to
Hated.
shut up for a little bit.
Are you done? Are you done?
I don't know. Well, once you get
Good
black
sir.
bread, you've gone too far. It's already burned.
You
Right,
see
and
what
you've
I
gone
have to deal
past,
with.
and you've gone past Stefan's house. So
Uninvolving.
It's all connected.
Oh my god. Hey, it wasn't me.
Welcome to episode 145. That's literally all I had to say. And I've been trying to get there for like the last, how long? 5 minutes.
Wait,
that's not
wait.
my fault. You can't spit it out.
It's episode 145 of
Ha.
145 of the Crack Brain podcast.
Oh.
I am your slightly infuriated but still here host, Stefan. Sitting with me today we have...
what? Caden Tolman. I took it seriously. I usually try to do a voice.
I am Caden Tolman.
I am.
That's Brandon.
I
I
am
wish I looked like that.
Brandon Peck. My middle name is Kyle. I like monsters.
Is your middle name really
It
Kyle?
really is Kyle.
I just learned something.
My initials are weird, but after something...
BKP.
That's not as bad as my brother's. His initials are BJ.
So are my brothers. BJ Peck.
Well, that's about the only thing he's good at.
Oh, is this the...
It's fine, Ray.
Not from the microphone.
She's got it. Stop it!
This isn't
Children.
ASMR.
Oh my gosh.
Children.
So Brandon Peck,
The majorly spiteful redhead Carly.
and
The pink head.
yeah,
There's
the
things
one
I
who
want
likes
to
to
say.
wear different colors, Ray.
What her
Did you
true
call me
hair
a
color
rocket?
is. we
I
will
said
never know.
Red Rocket.
I am not a red rocket.
I know, she's red.
You could be.
You're pink.
I'm.
Can we not refer to anyone as... I've got really bad South Park. Shut
up, Kat.
I really don't want to go and have any
What
sort
are
of
you
red...
doing with dogs, Stefan?
Look, all right, I said South Park, all right? I didn't say anything else. It was an episode. It was about dogs and a very interesting biological fact that dogs go through, and they put a name to it. So all I'm sitting there saying is you trying to attribute someone's name to that scares me.
It's
Look,
Brandon.
What do you think I meant Red Rocket? What else is a Red Rocket?
A firework.
A dog's penis.
Yeah.
Wait. Wait.
You're thinking too hard.
I am.
You're thinking too hard.
I need to
about
finish
this.
this.
So,
Whoa, don't finish
Wait.
that.
Wait, why are you thinking so hard about it? Hard.
I almost spit-taked. I almost spit-taked so hard. There would have been cherry rum everywhere.
yeah.
And then you'd have been like, why is all the rum
And
gone?
you would have been red rocketing.
Ew.
Oh.
I'm not even wearing red today. Wait.
Even your underwear?
The drink is red.
Why are you guys grabbing at his underwear?
so glad.
Nope, I got my lime green ones
It's
on.
green.
Well,
Oh,
that
wait, no.
reminds me
Go
of
the
a
top
story.
It's gray. I have a bright lime green underwear, and it's fantastic.
So,
You have
Mine's good.
no idea. Yes, it is a very weird time to sign in.
so fun. My best friend got engaged the other day. And no, she really did. The cute little halo ring and everything. But she calls me up because growing up, I mean, I've known her since like 4th grade, and growing up, I've always been like the one that's boy crazy, and she's just like, yeah, there's boys in the world, you know, cool. Well, and then she met this kid. I mean, we both liked him. We went on a double date and all that to go see How to Train Your Dragon. And the fact he put up with my emotional mess, you know, a person after the movie, I was like, okay. The fact he wasn't like, oh man, you're so weird, you're stupid, and actually was like, that's funny. I was like, I like you. Anyways, so she got engaged, and she calls me at like 10:45 the other night. and I'm still awake for God knows why. And she's like, Carly, I have like big news. And I'm like, okay, what is it? And she goes, I got engaged, I'm getting married. And my first reaction was not, oh my gosh, Chelsea, congrats. It was bullshit. She starts laughing and she goes, Carly, no, I mean it. Dylan proposed to me today. Like, we were kind of talking about it, like, not even a week ago or something like that. And he's like, yeah, well, I haven't really looked at a ring or anything like that. And I didn't think anything of it, but I wanted to tell you, I'm like, hey, this is kind of moving in the direction. So I wanted to, like, go, like, get lunch with you or whatever. And I just went, bullshit. She's like, Carly, no, I'm serious. He bought the question today. And I'm like, so you are serious? She's like, yes. I don't know where they were. It was like, you know, like some overlook with a cliff, and it was like grassy plains. It was a really pretty place. And she's like, yeah, no, seriously, he engaged. And I felt so bad because my first thought was, oh my gosh, yes. But then my second thought was, I forgot to tell Carly. Yeah.
Was it like that?
Her almost immediate thought after, yes, I'll marry you, was, I forgot to tell Carly I'm getting engaged. I'm like, wow, you're actually serious. Okay.
I like the fact that you basically had all doubt, because I think I've said it once or twice over on this podcast, as far as like, my parents' reaction was not like, oh, congratulations. It was, okay, well, there is no receipt. You cannot give him back.
Well, no, because we would always joke. I mean, even the last time we hung out, we were just, you know, we always joke that I would get married first just because I've experienced lots of boyfriends and crap like that and would find the guy faster. And I'm like, literally, after I sat there for a second and like finally sunk in, like, okay, my best friend is getting married. Ironically, right before Moody's, so September and October, I'm going to be part of 2 weddings.
Have fun with that.
I will. I love them both. They're both my
I am
sisters.
so sad you guys weren't in my wedding.
I didn't know you well enough, and I felt bad after. But anyways, so I'm sitting there just on the phone. Kaden, you can have him.
For you audio listeners, Brandon basically stuck his finger down, Caden's throat.
It was some kind of direction, and I didn't like it.
So now we know that Caden, A, obviously will not do BJ's, and B, probably will spit. You're welcome.
Bitch, please. I don't know anything.
Evidently not a finger.
Give me your arm.
Don't.
But anyway, so right after I like processed everything, I sat there for a second, and I just go, how the hell did you beat me, Chelsea? She started crying. She was laughing. She's like, I don't know how I beat you.
So the dude's name's Talon, right?
Dallin, I think.
Oh, Dallin.
If I remember
That
right.
takes
Dylan.
the joke
Dallin.
away. Damn it.
Dallin.
If it
You're
was
actually very
Talon,
close.
I was gonna be like, yeah, is he pretty sharp?
Yeah,
How
actually, I
strong did
liked
Tiff
him.
make your drink?
Pretty fucking strong. I'm not gonna lie. And I haven't eaten like at all today, so
Oh, he's gonna be gone.
we got fun, Caden, today.
Yeah.
Do we still have wasabi Oreos left?
No, I threw all of them away.
What?
Don't look at that bag.
No, there were still like tons of good Oreos.
I kept the good Oreos. Obviously, I'm not a monster.
Or you came across that
What was
way.
that No! Audio listeners, Stefan grabbed the bag of wasabi Oreos. Don't,
You see the monster
please,
ring?
please.
No, that was hard to eat.
Okay, I will to fill you all in,
Oh.
and to you audio listeners, trust me, you really should come over onto YouTube one of these times. So
6 p.m.
we
on
are just
Saturday.
getting back from Pop Culture Convention out over in Provo. We had a really great time. We did our Chaos Corner. God, I like the fact that we actually kind of had this one a little bit more like streamlined. Way less time though.
Yeah,
But we'll get into that. But yes, when we talk about wasabi Oreos, we are literally talking about wasabi Oreos. Okay, this is what we put ourselves through. Okay, it was a whole thing. So
Apparently,
And
it's the nasty one.
you grabbed one of the ones that wasn't very filled much.
yeah.
I had Tyler fill them, and like
They're like double
he
stuffed.
went hard.
Yeah, double stuff.
He went hard with it.
Well,
I don't know
and
why I
then
had
he
Tyler
took,
do
I
it.
got video of this, but he took all of the filling from the 12 Oreos that he scrape the filling off.
Mm-hmm.
He put it on an Oreo, put it on top, and just all into his mouth, and he's just sitting there munching it. And then you called it the Megalodon Oreo.
The Megalodon Oreo was something where I remember I was setting up most of our audio and whatnot, because it was one hell of a time trying to go and set up in that low of a time. But it was something where all of a sudden I'm plugging things in, and I look over and I see this behemoth of it's not a
behemoth.
It was about like
it's a 20
that big.
stuff Oreo. Okay.
No. It looked like those videos where you pop out the world's biggest zit and all that.
Oh, I hate those.
And
Ironically enough, I thought that same thing when Tyler put it on Cookie. I'm
Are
like,
you guys the couple that likes those videos? Like you watch them together?
I very much like those kinds of videos.
Oh,
It's
I
just
can't.
satisfying. As somebody that suffered from grossness in middle school, like there's nothing more satisfying than getting that crap out of your face and sanitizing it out.
I mean, I get it. Like, I get the aesthetic, but watching it, like,
It just knows
ew.
that it makes
Especially
me happy
like
knowing
the
their skin
ones
is
where
in a
you
better place.
squeeze and it like splurges onto the camera.
It doesn't splurge onto the
aim away
camera.
from the
You are talking about pornos, not pimple popping videos.
No.
Wait,
no,
who the
it's
hell
true.
is filming a
Like,
porno like
Never
that?
seen them.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I've
I've never,
never
seen
had one that's so satisfying that it just splooshes right all over the mirror.
Well, no, I've had that, but I've never seen that on.
You know, that's
a
one place where I
sentence
haven't
you
done it in
should
front of the
not be
mirror and just
saying.
shoot it all over myself in the mirror.
Are we still talking about pimples? What are we talking about
Pimples
now?
and porn.
And
I don't-
that's the title of this episode.
Pimples and porn.
Oh,
Are you getting that sick?
I'm feeling it. Oh.
Did you just eat a wasabi Oreo?
Do
Or
you
you
want a
just
wasabi Oreo to wash down that
the
pimple
juicing
juice?
of the pimple where it all comes out. Like, well, like there's
Stop
there's the channel Dr.
Dr.
Pimple
Pimple
Popper,
Popper.
where she cuts it out and there's
There's
this
a bucket
big
right
old
there.
big creature that comes out and it's just like,
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a
sometimes it's
good
like
one.
cysts or
Guys,
aliens.
I
Or,
really don't want Stefan to blow
Stefan.
chunks.
Stefan.
I like
chunks.
watching it on Instagram.
No.
Stefan, I am immune to pimple popping because I suffer from tonsil stones.
Ugh.
Nothing is worse than
What
those.
the hell are tonsil stones?
It's
It's a stone for your
the
tonsil.
the tonsil flaps, because you know how your tonsils are kind of like little raisins of things in the back of your mouth.
Yeah, I had mine removed. but
Yeah, the what happens is food gets in there and it gets stuck and then it calcifies and it gives you like bad breath and stuff.
Oh.
But it also feels like something is caught in your throat. And so the only way that you can get them out really is like either poking it and scooping it out or getting a water pick and just attacking it.
A
It's-
water pick.
what?
Dude, those water picks are dangerous.
I love them.
Like, they're good, but like, I thought I had severed an artery in my mouth. I was like,
you know I am going and I am in the middle.
No!
I
sorry. Repeat.
I
sorry.
have projectile
Yeah,
vomit.
do you
It's not
remember
just that
my
comes out,
background?
it is projectile vomit. So you go, I am going
Look at the
everywhere.
chaos I make. I love
That's
it.
gonna go all over your mixer,
Chaos
all over
queen.
your screens. It's gonna go all over to the webcam. I will shoot it that far.
Wow.
I'm not okay with this.
Just letting you all know, I've got a trash can. Oh my god.
Trash can.
Oh.
Stefan, are you glad you picked me as Chaos Queen? Because look at this travesty.
Oh.
Chunks in a trash can.
Shut up. Shut up.
So I was like,
I'm
yeah.
gonna blow trunks.
Are we back to the jizzing stories?
No, I was talking about
Imagine
drugs
when
from
he,
Jagged.
right when he jizzes, he goes Super Saiyan. Imagine the tingle in your mouth when that happens.
Ew. Why is it
It
have to
would
be
blow
in your
out the back of
mouth?
your head.
Okay, but that's going back to like if Superman had sex.
What?
How do you know, like, he has
Like,
like a
if-
human's
like-
looking penis?
Well, I
He
mean,
would have like pincers on
he
it.
could have whatever he wants. But if Superman had sex, would his
Fuck.
his
Yeah, he would
cells
be fucking.
his cells are like, you know, super strong and like enhanced by the radiation from the yellow sun. So like, would he blow a hole in whatever girl he was having sex
because the
with?
human male's ejaculation speed is 28 miles per hour. And so you got
Okay,
Superman,
hold on, I'm looking it up.
and
What is like the difference between a human picking up strength and Superman's strength.
I love that this is a
And then we can do this mathematical
it's not like
calculation.
I just
Aladdin, where
love how
Aladdin's
there's like
strong as
no
10
actual
men.
build up to
Sometimes
your, like,
it's called blue balls when you build up that much.
It just you're like
I feel like blue balls is an actual thing, but I feel like
It's happened where your balls just hurt because something.
But I also feel like
is not an excuse for guys to use on a girl. That is distasteful, dishonorable. Just go outside the car and whip it out yourself.
Dishonor on
do
your
that
cow?
28 miles per hour, not in the school zone, because that's too fast in the school zone, and it's also illegal because there's kids.
Why would you say that?
Because it was a meme.
I'm amazed that I know you guys.
You're not wrong.
Well, you've been dealing with it for like
Forever.
Right now, I'm dealing with spicy ramen in my eye.
Actually,
again.
you know what?
Yeah,
So
spicy
Tyler,
ramen still in
I don't expose my genitals to the sun
Okay.
anymore because yes, I have sunburned my dick before.
Okay, so Superman is said to be as strong as 7,457 men. So that's 7,000. Wait, what did I say? 7,457 men times 28 miles an hour. Superman's sperm shoots out at 208,796 miles per hour.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what the woman's saying as she's
what
going
if
to
he
heaven
doesn't-
because she's dead.
Where's the alcohol?
Where's the
I
man?
need some in this.
What if he doesn't do kegels though? Well,
sadly you don't
or if he
drink.
does do kegels, will it be even stronger?
But Tyler, it doesn't matter if he exposes his genitals to the sun.
Tyler,
His
I
body-
didn't realize that you were actually in here. Hello. looked up from my
Superman
fetal position.
absorbs the energy and it disperses throughout his body.
Yeah, he wears
like
a unitard.
like photosynthesis. It's like photosynthesis.
Superman is a plant, just like Piccolo. He just drinks water. Well, you gotta think, because Superman, he wears a unitard the whole time, so what about his biceps? They're covered in... They don't see the light of day. You know, he's wearing a suit and he takes that off, so he's wearing, when he goes to work at the Daily Planet, he's wearing a few layers.
I can't even.
My tears are getting in the way.
Penises in porn, and Superman does.
Well, that's like, so our first, actually the day I met you, like in person, we were here, and we actually were talking about porn.
Oh yeah, the 7
All you-
or
all
7
you-
second or 15-second or 7-second clip.
All you need is a thumbnail. was the
All you
title.
need is the thumbnail.
Do you remember that?
Nope.
I was drunk.
You. Yeah, you guys were pretty decently gone. None of them are the good Oreos. They're all wasabi. I think the good Oreos are all gone. Actually,
All of the good Oreos are gone.
Oreos.
How are they gone?
Shut
We
up.
should give one of your
They were
kids the
eaten.
wasabi Oreos.
Like
Let's not
Stefan
do that.
sponsored
When they were
it.
misbehaving,
They're
say,
not good with spice.
no. When they're misbehaving, hey kids, you want an Oreo?
No, we've tried that. So with Kyson, he sucked his thumb, and you know, when kids suck their thumbs, you want them to stop. So we tried putting hot sauce on it, and he kept sucking his thumb more so he could get hot sauce. My child puts hot sauce on waffles.
Waffles.
I love your child.
You put hot sauce on waffles?
I'm not saying that I do currently, but I used to.
He's straight up like, oh, you know what would be good on my waffle? Frank's.
Trust me, have him start doing Tabasco. It's got a different taste to it. It's so good.
Yeah.
So
Stefan?
good. Yes.
I just put ketchup on my potatoes in the morning, and Brandon wants to throw up.
Why?
It's not.
It's not bad.
Do you put ketchup on fries?
He doesn't do ketchup at all.
It-
He like
When I was a kid, that's all I ate was ketchup, and I can't do it anymore.
You ate food source. Shut your face.
No, it was worse. It was worse. I ate ketchup worse than the kid off Big Daddy. I ate it way more, and I can't do it anymore.
Like
Okay.
smoothie.
and I like so much as open the thing, and he's just like.
I need ketchup.
Then she puts it near me and
so-
says, "You're paying for dinner or breakfast."
Okay.
No, Stefan. I'll.
Yeah, I see
Candace?
Candace's comment. Okay, don't even. Candace says hot sauce on
even.
waffles is good.
Hey Candace, thanks for tuning into the live stream podcast that happens
Hi,
every
Candace.
Saturday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Oh, okay. Plug for the audio listeners.
Yeah, it's
I was like, why are you
Stefan.
saying that?
You know how like those videos of like people putting pickles by cats when they're eating, and then the cat just like boom, into the next
thought it was a
dimension?
That's a cucumber.
Is it?
Which is a
I mean, it is
Yeah.
a pickle,
It's
but
like-
but it's
Anyway,
not. It's
so-
not a pickled cucumber.
No,
it's just like a child is still human, but it
Ow.
hasn't turned to an adult yet.
I'm surprised the audio
Anyway,
rate
so
on that
you
wasn't
know-
louder.
Yeah, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell.
But anyways, so you know like those
Shameless
videos
plug.
of cats that see the cucumber and then they like yeet themselves into the next dimension? Literally, I just like take the ketchup and I just reach across the table and go like that, and Brandon's just like,
Okay,
it's so funny.
okay. So you
So-
brought up yeet.
Brandon is a tiger, like a cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
What
scared
about
of
tigers?
ketchup, so he just yoink.
Meow. I would totally be Shere Khan, like minus the being bad part.
Hey Candace, use both your accounts
Anyways,
at the same time.
you were talking about the word yeet. I am pretty sure
Yes.
my son Kyson has started using the word yeet because of you.
Tell him to start using yoink.
Like every-
Yoink is the opposite.
Yeah, no, he says that too. Every time he like kicks a soccer ball, because he recently, his birthday's in December, but we didn't have a birthday party because I was unemployed. But now that we have some money, we threw him a birthday party, and he was playing soccer. And every time he would kick the ball into the goal, he'd be like yeet and try to kick it. And it's every time, and I blame you.
Do you need a definition of what yeet and yoink are?
No, I actually figured out what yeet means.
Did you? What
Only
does it mean?
because of our last our last stick fight video. I legitimately had no idea what the
clip
hell.
I did, huh?
Yeah, I had no idea what the word actually meant until all of a sudden Katie said it. And I was like,
Well, I mean,
got
it means
it.
multiple things.
Yeah, like in the end of like season 10 when Maine like hucks Carolina off the thing, I saw this blurred picture of him doing that and it just said yeet.
It's okay.
I lost my shit.
I got the overall principle of what that word means and was just sort of like, I now understand this. Because, okay, so backstory with me, if I do not understand a word, I will not use it. So one of the reasons why I never said yeet before, because I didn't know what the hell it meant, and there's no way I want to be old guy that doesn't know what young word is. Which is why every single time you say a word, I never ask you what the word is. I just go, that's a new young people word.
Am I out of touch? No, it is the
Yes.
kids. that
I
are
am
wrong.
I am way out of touch. I just don't care about being back in touch. I just sit there going, I do not have time or the patience to learn new
So
young
for those
people
of you that
words.
don't know, it's yeet and yoink.
Don't spill my drink.
I'm gonna spill your drink because it's black cherry. Nobody likes black cherry.
Everyone likes black cherry.
I don't like black cherry. It's
What
disgusting.
flavor are you having?
I'm having cherry and rum. Yeetus the Stephanus. Wait, are we like, is this ancient Rome now? Are we fighting over the eagle? Like, what's
You've
happening?
never heard Yeetus the fetus?
Yeetus the fetus, yeah.
Nope. Now I have, and it will never leave.
Yep.
I just have people kicking babies on rerun in my head right now.
That's Granny
Hey, you
Simulator.
remember the 90s baby dance?
Yes.
You remember the 90s baby dance?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
can't
animation
stop
of
this
Candace.
feeling.
Yeah, Ugo Chucka Baby. I used to do that all the
Ally
time.
McBeal.
I didn't have any of that reference. I just called it Ooga Chucka Baby, and that was
It's from Ally McBeal. My mom used to watch the
I watched that show all the
it
time.
was from an internet meme.
No.
It was before
it
meme was
became
in.
a meme
I
after.
mean, was the internet even a thing?
No, it was the baby dancing and the colors changed.
The internet existed, but it was mostly for like email.
So speaking of the internet existing, do you remember when they had that tornado warning? Remember that joke you told me
Wow.
about the internet? Tell them that. That was funny.
Okay, so back when Salt Lake City had a tornado, this was 97 kind of thing. And it's like, because,
I thought it was 2000.
no, 97.
Mm.
I don't think you were alive
Thanks
yet.
for calling.
No, I was not.
So,
I filled the air.
Sorry.
do you want me to tell the story or not?
She's the one talking.
You were talking
It was
too.
such a low tone that it was like.
Anyways, continue.
So back in 97, I got my friend over and he's getting quote unquote babysat. because his mom was out of town, and so she came over and said, "Hey, Ryan, you need to come back. There's a tornado. Blah blah. Keep you safe." And I live, 4 houses away, so it's so dangerous while we're up in Bountiful, away from the tornado, and we're sitting there, and you're sitting there talking, man. Nowadays you just see that on the internet, and I'm like, we didn't have the internet back in '97, or we just barely got Windows 95. Kind of thing. We didn't have the social media internet. You've got mail.
I'm literally listening to everything that you're saying and just going like, no, I had the internet at that time because my father's a computer programmer. So yes.
Yeah, it's like
Lucky.
What did he use?
We used it for really weird crap.
Like MySpace.
Like when I was MySpace.
No, this was
wasn't out yet.
before MySpace.
Like AOL.
Yep. Yeah, it was
Get
there.
off the phone, Mom!
Legitimately, yeah.
Where-
Well, see, and we also my father worked for Motorola at the time, so
Oh,
there
wow.
were a lot of things that we got very early access to, so like before
Wait,
anyone knew
hold
what
on,
dial-up
no.
was.
Shelby, was it 1999? No, it was. I swear it was 97. It was right around the Columbine shooting.
Oh.
And I know when that was because that's when my brother graduated, and that's when Getting Jiggy With It came out.
Getting jiggy with
Your frame of reference scares
Well,
me.
that's how it is. Like, okay,
Okay,
this
do
thing
not
happened.
compare
Remember
things to Will
what
Smith.
happened?
Come on.
What happened around this big event? Like, that's how I know it's all in
Connected.
in that time frame.
I
Because
never put
references.
together Columbine with Get Jiggy With It.
Because I remember Columbine watching on the news. My brother was graduating that year, and in his graduation speech, the valedictorian said, "Hey, we're getting jiggy with him." Na. And yeah,
That was
People,
one.
freaking white people
Okay,
in
but like
Utah.
Will Smith is so amazing. Have you guys seen the new Aladdin? I love Will Smith so much. Why? Do you not like Will Smith?
I tolerate him.
Okay.
Adequately.
I can have an adult conversation about this. Why do you tolerate Will Smith?
I like the Fresh Prince, and that's about as far as it goes.
Okay. I
Oh,
can respect
And I
that.
like I Am Legend.
okay,
I was
as
just
far
going
as
to
it
ask
goes.
about that.
It
You better
is
if
1999. But
I've never actually seen pictures.
August 11th. Really?
such a factor then.
Yeah,
No,
wow.
I'm talking like
That's
his
the best
entire
picture.
act during the entire movie.
Oh, yeah.
Even though the
Best
the CGI vampires they were supposed to actually have their own language too.
Well, see, and the deleted scenes off of I Am Legend were so much, and the alternate ending, not bad.
What's the alternate ending?
The
It's
alternate
actually what
ending
it was
where
in
he
the book.
lives.
He lives?
He lives and he goes with the girl and her mother over to the camp and stuff like
Is that
that.
what it is in
But
the-
it's also one of those where you see the actual communication between that like vampire and the female vampire and whatnot. They actually converse a little bit. It's actually way more meaningful and great, and I realize why they didn't do it for the time, but now I would say you guys need to redo that and have that as the ending, because
Better
it hits
graphics, too.
20 times harder when he's sitting there going like, I'm not going to offer my life because this is technically another sentient species and we need to find a way to coexist.
Wow.
It's freaking fantastic.
That's deep.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what the entire I haven't read the entire book, but that's what the book is about. It's about these creatures that are trying to survive, and they have their own culture, kind of like on Game of Thrones. The White Walkers, they had a full culture. They had a language. They were actual
Books.
sentient beings.
Oh, okay.
But
I was like, they just ate people. What are you talking about?
well, that's because they don't want to, I guess, get that all wrapped up and involved, even though it would have made an awesome.
Wait, what?
I've
I don't want to
d-
get wrapped up in
there's-
balls, so I'm gonna eat your.
I did a podcast over on Game of Thrones. I am willing to talk Game of Thrones with a lot of different people. The last season was a thing. I will just say that. Okay.
Yeah.
And I will not sit there and pick it apart, but at the same time, because I cannot write a show right now, that show right now, I won't give an opinion of how they should have ended it.
I have not seen the last episode. Obviously it's spoiled for
I
me.
haven't either.
I've seen all the spoilers, but I have not physically watched the last episode.
I mean, you don't.
I don't really
You do
need
you.
to.
I've
do
already
you.
seen tons of
You do you.
spoilers, though.
Yeah, like
But see, here's what I will say, and I hold this very true. Spoilers, yes, you might have a moment spoiled, but you don't necessarily have the pre-context
Oh no,
spoiled.
I had the whole ending spelled.
It literally doesn't matter, because off of a visual medium, you don't have you can have steps 4 through 6 spoiled, but if you don't know 1 through 3, I mean, you're still missing out on something that could possibly be there. So that's why I will sit there and tell people, like, you literally can't spoil something for me, because yes, the big moment might be gone, but there's other moments that if a writer is paying attention for it. Shut up! I'm doing hand signals.
And I'm accentuating them.
I was just getting a dragon.
I'm
Look
very,
at the butterfly.
I'm a gesture-oriented person. Anyway, so yes, spoils. You cannot spoil things around me, because yes, I don't adhere to that. Anyway,
Unless it's milk.
I made whipped cream.
Dude,
Hi, Brandon!
No, okay, so I smelt the heavy cream, and I was like, this smells funky.
Wait, I thought you said smelt.
I smelled. I might have said smelt. I'm a little inebriated.
you're adorable.
Yeah. Anyways, I smelled the heavy cream, and I was like, you know what? This smells like it might be going bad soon, so let's turn it into whipped cream, because who doesn't love whipped cream? And I made that, Utah dish where it's the strawberry jello with the fruit cocktail mixed in with it.
Ew.
It's
Ew.
good. It's way good.
It's
Ew.
really good. What are you talking? You throw some
fluffy.
whipped cream on there, too? That's why I made it. So I put some whipped cream on it. I made it with Jenna's KitchenAid, and I felt really fancy. I felt like a chef. Why would you fart in the middle of my whipped cream story?
It's a lactose story.
Are you lactose intolerant? I thought that was your girlfriend.
I'm developing it with my age.
How do you... Oh, I thought you were going to say I'm developing it by dating her. I was like, how do you get lactose intolerance
What?
via
You know you
surrogate?
kiss that.
I know. I don't
Wait, you're
know
not
why.
kissing my ass.
We don't need to know.
We don't do that.
I don't understand. Sorry, I won't get
Hey,
into that
to
because
each
that's
their own.
inappropriate, but I don't understand rim jobs. We were just talking about kissing my ass.
It's
what the fuck?
Stefan's
I
lost.
don't know
have a
either.
comment.
I'm totally following along because I'm listening to him.
Yeah. Thanks,
You're
Brandon.
right next to him.
I feel you.
You're
Ray,
like 2 feet away from him.
Ray, you don't love me enough to listen to what I say.
I listen.
You just compliment my wife on her hair.
What color hair
had
did she
nice
have
hair.
today?
She does have nice hair.
It was the same normal color.
And the color?
Brunette.
I was the answer I was looking for was brown, but brunette is acceptable.
I love seeing these startups, the physical startup, and wind up the smart ass,
Okay.
and then the immediate defeat. It was just well, I mean, she's right.
So kind of going into our next segment.
I cut the cheese.
The panel today, Chaos Corner.
Oh.
It started with my wife talking about her boobs. I wasn't listening. I was setting up stuff. So can someone tell me what that was all about?
Wait, when was she
I
talking
was
about her
not
boobs?
listening.
She was talking about her boobs at one point. Was anybody?
I am inebriated and cannot remember.
Okay.
Who
well,
was she talking to?
I think
Me.
she was talking. Why was my wife talking to you about her boobs?
Cannot
My
remember. I
milkshake
just
brings on the
told you.
pussy. Yeah.
Candace or Tyler, if you're still on, can you tell us, please, in the chat?
They might be inebriated too.
They probably are.
I legitimately can't even fathom a guess of why we were really talking about that, and I think it was only one comment, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, she was just.
Oh, Candace got this. Hang on.
Wait, she's following along? Cool, Candace.
Candace
Can
loves
dance.
me enough to listen.
Well, like
Is your drink almost as gone as much?
my drink
Yours
is gone.
I need a.
Well, okay, well, and here's the thing. So
Do you want some more?
what Tiff gave you?
She was
is,
telling us that she controls you that way. I am so bit.
Obviously not.
There you go, Candace. There you go.
Sober. Wait. Okay. So.
You're so bae.
Hold on. Let me find this. I was texting Jenna earlier.
God
This
damn it!
week.
I did it again.
Did you get it in your
Stop
eye?
touching your eye.
Wash your hands.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Wash your hands.
No, every time I hear somebody say like wash, like WOSH, it reminds me of this Undertale meme that came out because there is this character named Washua, and he was a little duck that had like a bathtub on his back. Or no, he was like a little turtle.
Do you want some grapes?
And he had a bathtub on his back that had a little floating duck in it. And he would look up at you, and if you were like being kind of a dick, he'd just look at you and be like, "Wash you soul." Like WOSH space U space SOUL. It's
Wash.
basically telling you to clean up your act. So every time, and his name was Washua because he was a bathtub turtle. So every time I hear someone say "wash your hands," and I just think "wash your soul."
Okay.
I will show you. It's really cute, actually.
Okay, so the chat for the TV was a little far away, but I thought Candace said my boobs are at Tyler's.
The hell is wrong with your
Because
eyes?
it's booze.
I mean, okay,
My
so
eyes
Candace,
have been a little
you said you don't have
foggy.
alcohol. If you want, I have a bunch of beer I'm not going to drink.
I'm
if
not-
You want,
I don't
if
drink
you're a beer
anymore.
person.
He's talking to Candace.
Yeah, I'm talking to Candace. Anyways, Stefan, so read this, right? My phone auto-corrected. Do you want to explain to the audience what it auto-corrected
Should I
to?
really? Should I really?
Yeah.
I don't want
You
to.
should. You should.
Let's do it in the creepy alien voice.
You should.
Okay, Brandon, you and I are going to go and do a duet over here. All right.
Well, I mean, it's just that part right
Shut
there.
your face.
Go-
Okay, which
Oh,
one
okay.
am I reading? Am I reading
Shut
the
your
blue or
face.
the black?
All right. Which one do you want? Do you want Brandon or do you want fuck?
I will read the first part.
All
I'll
right,
read blue.
you Jenna.
No, blue is me.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna read it.
All right, you read Caden.
I'm slutty. Sorry, asterisk.
Yeah, you are. My friend is in Hiroshima. He posted this from their Costco.
I mean, that part doesn't really matter. It was
God
just
damn!
it was just the slutty part. My phone auto-corrected sorry to slutty.
So
And
you're
you are
slutty.
both.
And then Jenna sent a gif of Dr. House saying, "Yeah, you are." And, you know, it did it again later on in our conversation. I can't let you read that part. Because, no.
I'm slutty.
Yeah, you
Anyways, I don't even understand. Whoa!
Wow.
The male nipple.
Oh, damn
I
it.
don't know what's going on. I looked away and yeah.
He took his shirt off.
Demonetized on YouTube.
It's
Keep going,
it's
keep
crappy.
going,
I
keep
think
going.
it's like weed ale or something. Like it's like Weiser,
Bitch.
some weird
Ow.
brand. It's not as good as Stefan's.
What, Stefan's nipple? There it
The
is.
hell?
No, not Stefan's nipple. His beer, your kiwi or cure of something.
Alcoholism cure.
Oh, you mean Ketos?
Yeah, your beer. Your
Good beer.
yeah, that was really good. I mean, it actually might beat out Stella for me.
Stella.
Go to
Just saying
hell.
something.
Stella cider is amazing.
I haven't had the cider.
You shut your mouth.
Brandon, I am now blind.
Hey, you know what? They're male nipples.
Okay, audio.
It's
listeners,
because you're
please.
white.
What?
Stop doing that.
So okay,
It's
So
for
if he was
reviews.
black,
No, he's pale.
Well, she wouldn't be
Stop
blind.
going
yeah,
to race.
so Ray, black people don't have nipples. Actually, they don't exist. So
Stefan's checking to see if that's true. Hey, hold on. Go up higher. No, come on.
don't suffocate him.
Well, that's gonna be his face now.
Yeah, that's his nose.
why
Hey,
do
you're
you?
trying to rob a bank now.
Brandon, that is so bad.
Is it worse than porn and red rockets?
I have nipples. I have nipples, Greg.
Okay, so Brandon, you two, feel free to not chime in on this. I'm talking to the females.
Wait, I can't chime?
Well, you can. Well, I mean, you already did, kind of. So, I'm always interested about like innies versus outies. Like it works with belly buttons and it works with nipples.
I have both on my belly button.
Wait, I'm not talking about your belly button. I'm talking about your nipples. Do you have innies or outies?
They're outies.
Okay, what do you have? Are you checking?
Yep.
What is going on here?
You've never seen an innie nipple?
Yeah.
You've never. Okay, so.
No, I have seen an inverted nipple before.
Okay.
In women, that is a sign of breast cancer, and we do not want to see that.
Is it really?
Very much is, yeah. Breast cancer, rashing, like
wonder if
orange
she
peel
knew that.
looking.
So.
Oh.
Who? What?
I have somebody to tell.
I don't know.
I do too! Guys, this is not okay. This turned dark real
Yeah, if
fast.
it's an inverted nipple, has orange peel texture, rashing is bigger,
I
swollen,
was gonna say,
that's
if
all
it's a
different signs.
weird color, I'm not touching it.
Well, no, it's like
That was
rashes.
the standard. It's like if there's some weird rash or different color on their genitals,
Yeah, like
you
it's
don't go
swollen.
near it.
Okay, but
Lower
technically,
than
like women's breasts aren't genitals. Their main purpose
Well,
is
it's
to
just in
feed the
general.
children.
Yeah.
Like modern humans have turned it into a sex object. I'm not saying I am not okay with it, because
Go ahead.
boobs, glorious boobs.
Testicles.
But, yeah, fuck.
Yes, that's what you do.
My thought went in one ear and like out the other.
It's all connected.
No, it's not.
It definitely wasn't.
We snipped that shit like a vasectomy. Oh.
Technically, it's burning, but yeah.
Why would you tell me that?
Are you scheduled to get one?
No.
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 I want to.
I would-
want to.
I want
You
him.
want
I tried to get
vasectomy?
one 10 years ago. I got so much harassment from my family about
Yeah.
it.
You
What's
can't
your
even reverse
family
though.
do?
Yeah, and then my brothers got them.
I will
So-
knock your brother out if he
Not,
gives you any more
it's
shit.
not someone like I would say he's my friend personally,
I thought I was your friend.
but I'm not talking about you. Shut up.
I thought you always talked about me.
No, I'm talking about this guy named Josh Kenny.
My
He's
name's Brandon.
I love Tenny.
He's
I
a-
love Tenny.
Yeah, so I don't know him a whole ton. I met him because we went to the Falcon experience together, and we haven't talked a whole bunch. But he makes craft beer. I want to really try it. He has his like home brewery thing, like a brewing kit. But he had a vasectomy, had it reversed, and now they are now pregnant. And
Within 4 months, yeah.
yeah, like it's incredible.
Wait, Shelby, are you Googling everything we talk about?
A
Probably.
vasectomy is when you burn your.
Please do not look up blue
Spoon.
waffles.
Why?
Okay, so blue waffles is actually not a real thing.
What are you talking about?
Oh no.
We're not gonna
Do you
get
want to
there.
explain it? Because I'm too
No,
drunk to do
no,
this.
No.
Stefan, you get to. Your team dad.
No. Can't do it.
Damn it.
She's
So
Googling-
blue waffles isn't an actual like STD. Like it doesn't exist. It's just used to scare the public. Not scare.
Explain
the
what
public.
it is.
So well, I'm too drunk to. I can't think of what it is the problem.
Yeah, you should.
This
get
is
the
a
children.
Mason Explains.
Mason explains blue waffles.
No.
Wait, spoiler alert!
No.
No, you said consent has to be there. Mason has to be okay with it. That's the number one thing.
I haven't asked.
You know what he was explaining today? I have
Oh
it
my
all-
god. It
I have
was so
all on
bad.
video.
It was so bad. He was talking about how clothing is like. So you know how you would pair a certain wine with a certain cheese? He was talking about pairing clothing with a certain meal. Like, you know, this is my
Not just
these are my
fashion.
cheeseburger wearing socks.
Well, yeah,
this is my steak eating jacket.
If you go to an all-you-can-eat
What?
buffet, you wear stretch pants.
Well, I mean, yeah, that, but he was
And if
talking
you
about
eat
like
a lobster dinner, you dress like for women, nice dress if that's the
Or
thing,
dress
or
slacks.
dress slacks, and the guys in a tie and suit.
or a dress if
And then
they
if
were-
you're
Dress if
Brandon,
you're
no
that way.
matter what you do, you stuff yourself silly and look like you're 8 months pregnant. And that's how
Okay.
we came up with DC.
Food, baby.
I love
He
food
gets a
babies.
huge food
I'm
baby.
so hungry now. What did your wife put in these drinks?
And then you hold his food, baby.
Is it just
I
bread?
sit there and go, "Hi, DC."
Don't pat on it. It makes it up. It makes it burp.
Usually pats equal burps, and that's a good thing.
Wait, show me you looked up blue waffles?
Why? So everything you saw is actually
You're the one who
fake.
baited her.
No, I didn't. She
You
baited me.
didn't even need to bring that up. You're like, yeah, don't look this up.
I didn't bring it up. It was Brandon.
No, it was you.
No, I brought up blue waffles.
Yeah, he brought it up. I was talking
I'm-
about how it wasn't a real thing. Guys, how's the drunk one like able to keep track of everything?
I'm
Like,
I'm keeping track of
This
it.
is not
because that's
okay.
how I know
I'm
where all the
still
connections are.
blaming you.
okay, here, hold on. I'm looking it up.
Don't
What are you doing? I'm not looking up
Show the camera.
Okay.
like how Blue Waffle is not a real STD.
So Mason was also going on about how
Walk.
Different
Walk.
clothes.
Walk.
Okay, different clothes for different meals.
I need Stefan to hear this.
Stefan, open up your ears.
Give him a minute.
Oh my god.
Kaden, can I have your phone for a second?
No.
My battery's dead. Can I see your phone?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
You're not. I know this trick. You're not taking my phone.
Are you sure?
I used to do the same thing with people's keys and shoes.
And shoes?
Yeah, when they get too drunk, you take their keys and their shoes so they can't leave.
They'll still walk.
Well, they're
Yeah,
fine
don't
walking.
ever see
They're
them walk
fine
of shame.
walking.
They're holding their shoes.
They're fine walking. No, people are fine walking drunk. That's totally fine.
Well, they
It's
can't
when
really
they get in their
walk.
car that's
I know, I
the
get the-
issue. So you
It's
take
so
their
weird
shoes so they
driving
can
without
sober
your
up a bit.
shoes on.
I do
If
it
I have to
with
move, if
flip-flops.
I have to move my car, like you run out of the house to move my car for something.
How is Blue
and
Waffle
if,
not working?
And if it's like my bare feet, it feels so weird.
Why?
I'm waiting to hear Ray's story. I just
Okay,
want to
yeah,
hear
go ahead,
Ray's
go ahead. I'm
story.
looking this
I've
up.
driven plenty of times barefoot.
For me. Okay, he wants to know the what Mason was talking. He has your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
undivided attention.
That was really loud.
Wow.
Look at the audio range on that. Wow. Okay.
So
Go ahead.
Mason was talking about how the different types of clothing would taste a certain way. He was talking about eating the clothing, and like he was comparing like certain clothing like leather to actual like jerky, and then he said that they have feelings, and I was asking like,
Oh yeah.
do they actually have feelings, or is it? He's like, no, actually they don't. I just wonder what they taste like.
I can just imagine a shirt with a smiley face right there as you start eating it. If it all of a sudden changes into like
No,
a screaming
that's
face.
that's
Like
what
the
I
Judas.
said. I was like, so is your closet like the toy box in Toy Story where everything's alive, and then when you come in, it's like, oh, Andy's coming, and everyone has to stay still.
Yeah.
Well, like, why does some things stay wrinkled? Like, if they're moving around,
'Cause
when,
they're
like, if
old.
wrinkled-
You should know.
I'm really glad that you all.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you all went in that direction, because all I could think of is him opening up his closet, looking at like a button-up shirt, going like, "You, September 14th, I swear to, I'm gonna have like a bottle of red wine.
Oh, shit.
You're mine."
Oh, shit.
I bet flannels would smell or would taste like lumberjacks and weed.
You know what? Flapjack pancakes. That's exactly
Okay,
what
so
they are.
I'm gonna clear some stuff up here.
Oh God.
I would argue that lesbians wear flannel
What
more
the
than lumberjacks.
Yeah.
Like lumberjacks, you wear whatever the hell you want. Lesbians, you know, when you go to a bar, you're usually wearing flannel. Don't tell me I'm wrong.
Wow, I have way too many flannel then.
Yeah, same.
Nope, not gonna put it flat on a live stream. Okay, anyways, so I'm gonna read.
Brandon looks so concerned.
I'm gonna read. You're okay.
I don't wear that much flannel.
I'm the boyfriend!
You're okay. You're okay. You'll get your balls back someday.
No, once, like, the longer they stay together, the more she just keeps.
Wait, what?
It's just osmosis. Just I have balls now.
It's mostly.
Come back in frame now.
Just wait till they stick to your leg in the hot summer day and you're trying to get them off.
Hi, Stefan.
No, I'm in frame.
Yeah.
I know. I want to get you closer.
I deal with that all the time.
Why are you gripping your breast?
He's like, wait until you have to pull them off your leg and in the summer when it's all sweaty. I'm like, dude.
Once her boobs get old and saggy, they'll be sticking to her
Who
legs
says
too.
I'm gonna live that long?
You're gonna
Is
sag.
that
with a
okay?
deep cup.
That felt a little hard.
Yeah. He's too drunk for the shit.
Yep.
Okay, Candace, you don't have to be gay to wear flannel.
But just a little bit.
That's not what it... No, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying it just coincides that basically every lesbian I know has flannel. And I know a lot of lesbians.
So many problematic things
So-
that you just said.
So would that make basically everybody who follows the most recent trends, and I think flannel's a little out, but flannel was pretty in there
Like 3 years ago.
No,
4 years.
last year.
Oh,
It just, it just means the generation coming up is a little more open-minded.
If you were gay, do that'd
Be
be okay. Do.
Okay,
I mean, 'cause
So I found the blue waffle thing. If you guys want me to read
no.
it, it's not
No,
a real thing.
don't. You're supposed to look at the pictures of Blue Waffle.
No, you don't look at. You have to educate yourself, guys.
Educated.
They're actually called.
STIs.
Yes, they're actually called STIs now. Thank you for finishing my sentence. They're no longer called STDs. Educate yourselves.
Educated.
Do not just believe everything. Why are you taking my phone?
Because I'm going to read it.
Wait,
Listen, hey, I want to hear it in an alien voice.
That's not going to happen.
are you an anti-vaxxer?
No,
I am not going to sit next to you if you are an anti-vaxxer.
no, of course not.
Are
Of
you an
course not.
anti-vaxxer?
No, I will.
Are you
I
an
vaccinate
anti-vaxxer?
my dog. But that's the thing that I hate so much. It's like,
Vaccinate my dog. Fuck my kids.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's like, you know what? My kids, but my dogs, he can't get kennel cough. Like, fuck that shit. I need to vaccinate him.
Do you want me all to read this?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. I do.
Buckle up, y'all.
Yep. Blue waffle disease is a fictional sexual transmitted disease that is said only to affect females. Waffle is a slang term for vagina, and blue refers to one of the imaginary symptoms of this fake condition. The hell did you just make me read?
It's educational. You know, just because Crack Brain Podcast is not, necessarily a place for people to come and learn, sometimes it can be. We can educate our... We found the best part. We found the best part.
According to online sources, blue waffle disease is a condition that can disfigure a person's vulva and vaginal area and turn it blue. While there are many real and life-changing STDs, none of them turn the vulva blue.
Yep. None of them.
Oh, I'm gonna keep on going.
It's
Just
very
y'all talk.
educational.
I swear I'm gonna find good parts.
It's very educational.
Everyone,
Guys,
get a clip of that and send it to Brandon at thecrackbrain.com.
it's not that hard to educate yourselves on, like, vaccinations, STIs, anything really. Anything that's a controversial topic, just go look it up. Research. Find actual accredited articles instead of just arguing on Facebook. Like, guys, we're adults. Act
No, we're
like it.
not.
We
You look at half the adults and it's like, how the hell did you graduate high school?
They can't
That's-
even function as self-checkout.
That's fair. Really?
So we were at Smith's getting the food, and this guy was like fussing with the machine, and he stepped away, and he was gone for.
Stop!
He was gone for a minute, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna try to check out, and it had this like transaction legend or something like that. I was like, oh, well, okay, I'll just hit go back, and then it goes, welcome, please start scanning your items, So I was sitting there scanning, and the guy comes over, and he's like, what? How did you get out of that? And I'm like, I hit go back. I'm sorry. Did you still need it? I didn't realize. He's like, no, you're good, but you just hit go back. And I'm like, yeah, that was the only option it gave me. And he starts kind of chuckling. And he goes, you're smarter than most people. I was like, I get that sentiment.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people go like, I don't know how to do it. Go back. You fixed it
so-
yourself.
So speaking of Smiths, I know this is kind of like going off on another tangent, but do any of you guys use grocery pickup?
No.
I used
thought
to work
about it.
for it.
Okay, my favorite thing. What?
Dad arcade and dad corner.
Kid and dad corner. Dad Caden corner. I don't understand that. Anyways, so my favorite thing to do is like because so with Walmart it's free, right? But the quality is usually pretty crappy. With ClickList, which is Smith's, it's
No, it's not ClickList anymore. It's Smith's Pickup.
whatever the fuck.
They don't accept Visa credit cards anymore.
They do not, which is totally fine because Visa's
I'll
bullshit.
tell you later.
Yeah. So I like Jenna has a membership, obviously. So I like to. It's $4.94 to get a pickup. That's like the cost of it. I like to see how much I can save on my groceries to combat that. You know, like this last time we did groceries, we ordered like $96 worth of groceries because we're feeding 3 kids, right? But I saved $11.94. I was so proud of myself. I was like, yo, you know what I'm going to do with that $11? Absolutely nothing. I'm going to put it in savings.
I'm going to challenge everyone. I want you to make a video
How far
looking
did
at
you
the
go?
now hiring sign of Carly on the Smiths and send it to Brandon at thecrackbrain.com.
I learned so many problematic things about the vagina.
You just kept
You
going.
guys, you know what?
Yeah, vaginas have problems just like penises.
Vaginas suck.
Vaginas do suck. They try to kill
Imagine
you
if they
every
had
month.
teeth.
They do have teeth. It's called your period pains.
What?
I got you.
I
got you.
learned things
I mean, I
that
don't
I
have
didn't know were
periods,
things
so-
and it's.
Do you have an IU or the little?
The pill. I am terrified of the implant. I'm just like, ah, dear
Yeah,
God.
that shit can migrate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you're talking about the shot or the implant?
The
Implant.
implant.
It could-
It's nothing like hearing one of my friends talking about how they went to get it removed and the doctor's like, it's not in the same place. It like migrated up her arm or some shit. Like it was bad.
Oh,
That's
I
the
heard the story of an IUID actually dislodging and going up through the intestines.
Oh.
Or not the intestines. It was like
Females got it
it
rough.
somehow ended up by her stomach, and it was insane.
Damn.
Yeah,
Did the table just change color?
probably.
Yes.
But men cry when they have period-like symptoms from that birth control for men study. I laughed at that. I was like, sucks to have it every month, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine
I'm
getting
not.
kicked in the penis. Wait, hold on.
You know, I'm inclusive. I'm all about that feminist.
Wait,
stuff.
hold on. Don't fist bump the vagina. Just fist
Four!
bump four
Yeah,
vaginas.
yeah, yeah.
4.
Wait, Shelby,
All of a
I
sudden, punch it.
don't.
Show it. Show it, Stefan.
Oh.
Show the fist bumping vagina.
Some people are into
I will
that.
allow it.
Some people allow that. You know,
That's
as,
on Pornhub.
like we've said before on the podcast, this is all kink inclusive except for children and animals.
When has that ever been said on the podcast?
Multiple times.
We already talked about red rockets on.
Okay, but you're not fucking the animals. We're just discussing their genitals. That's
Wow.
totally
I've
fine.
never heard you cuss so much.
He is inebriated.
I am a little drunk.
Hey,
I should tone it down.
This
That's right.
episode
Thank
of
you.
Crack Brain Podcast is brought to you by the word inebriated.
Can you do the count? Do the count. I watched Sesame Street.
One inebriated. Ha 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 ha.
No. He only does for every number, it's one ah. So when he says 1 ah, 2 ah.
Have you
Is that
seen
true?
the count censored?
That is great.
No.
That is
I will
so
show it to
great.
you. So YouTube, Sesame Street,
One.
censored and everything, and he's doing this song where he's counting, and it beeps it at
Yeah.
appropriate times.
I
And-
like to pet the spiders on the wall.
So in art, like this is what we did. So at art school, we talked about how the beeping and censorship has put in, the actual swear words or something into your brain, and so you're actually not hearing the beep, you're
okay?
hearing the swear words, and and how as a society it's molded our heads into thinking that, and if it was just they just swore, you wouldn't think anything of it. So it's like, I like to beep the candlesticks,
It's in the song.
Yeah, you know what? Whatever works. If you're on a budget,
hopefully it's not on fire.
you can't. Well, no, don't be dumb.
Hey,
Unless
people like
yeah, I
wax
was gonna
play.
say if you're in the wax.
God damn it, that wavelength.
Don't.
Don't.
Just be safe. Don't be an idiot.
Wait, can we make
Don't put your dick in crazy.
Don't put your dick in crazy.
College.
Don't put crazy.
We ain't
Opposite.
talking about me.
Opposite. Don't
Wait.
put crazy in you. Let's not be non-inclusive here.
I've stuck my dick in plenty of crazy. This is where I am.
So I mean, ooh, that's a bad story to tell. Never mind.
Not telling any stories.
Damn.
I'm just so. Never mind. Okay.
Wow. And you guys have to go home together.
Do they though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make bubbles in the hot tub.
God.
Oh, you're gonna be
That
Timon.
wasn't the jet.
No, not Timon. Pumbaa. Why did I think
we'll
Timon?
make baths together and something. I'm like, I'm sorry, Carly, and
No, you don't even say. You just lay there with your butt pressed against my back because you're taking up 3/4 of the bed, and all of a sudden just.
Oh.
He's offering warmth from his insides.
They are not warm.
How do they not?
I don't have
warm?
cold farts like
Yes,
Stefan.
you do.
How are farts cold? How is that physically possible?
Cold farts?
This used to be a huge
It's a
inside
whole
joke.
story.
You have cold farts? How is this humanly possible?
Stefan and Brandon have
Are you
cold farts.
frozen? Is that what I'm hearing here?
Sub-Zero.
At times, I have cold farts.
Especially
Oh my
like
god,
when he's
Frozen
driving.
and Captain Cold.
Like,
Frozen
okay,
fart clone.
okay, so all right, it's been a while from the cold fart story, but
Get some popcorn for this story, guys.
Shut your face. Okay, so I used to go and drive Uber. Well, the last vehicle that we had and whatnot had a butt warmer. Okay,
Huh.
like it had a seat warmer.
Oh,
it was
I
freaking
remember that
fantastic.
story.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so there's an addendum to that story recently now. Okay, so anyway, the old story is basically had turned on the seat warmer and whatnot after a long time, had to fart and felt cold and kind of freaked out because I thought I was dying because your farts are not supposed to be cold.
Body temperature, 98.8
Yeah, they should be
degrees.
internal body temperature. The addendum to that story is that I had one the other day, 3 days ago, at work. On my forklift, where there is no heat whatsoever. I think something is wrong with my body. Something's
3
One
days
boop
ago, you
up the
did
body.
have that spicy dragon ramen.
How's that
See,
supposed to
that's
change
the
if it's
thing.
cold?
That's the thing that I was most concerned
He's
about.
an
Okay.
ice-breathing dragon.
Beat me to it.
Ice
Wait,
cream.
an
Yup.
ice spewing dragon?
Ew.
Something's wrong with my backside.
If your poop or diarrhea or
Your
whatever the
backside?
hell is frozen, go see a doctor.
Or stop saying
Or
Elsa.
start really liking the fact that you now have powers.
No, go see a doctor.
I'm not joking. If I start pooping ice cubes, I'm immediately going like, yes, it's come about.
That or you just turned into an ice dispenser.
No. He's pooping
That's your
chocolate
quirk.
popsicles.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
All you need is a stick.
Ooh.
Ew.
Well, he already has a stick up his ass from
Okay.
having to deal with us anyways.
I was gonna say I'm gonna supply the stick.
So, change the subject.
Thank you.
You singing
Hakuna
Timon
Matata.
Pumbaa, yeah, Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Shut up, let her go.
Well, it
Let her
reminds me of
go. Let her go.
No, let's let him
You
go.
see what I have to deal with?
Lets Mufasa go.
Mufasa.
Let him go. Let him go.
Eat it, go.
Let him get
Eat It.
ran over by a wild
Sadly.
beast.
I cried
Who
so
Who
hard.
doesn't cry during that?
No,
If
like
you don't cry
cries.
during that, you're not human.
I wanted to be Simba and make Mufasa so proud after I saw the movie during Halloween that I got a Simba suit and I was roaring for like 2 days straight, and I thought it was like one of my talents that I could roar like a lion.
Okay.
And then come the day of Halloween, 2 days later, I lost my entire voice, so I could not roar. I couldn't even say trick or treat. I just held the bag out like a sad little Simba.
How old are you?
I know. I feel like this is.
I know this now.
Stop. Anyways,
Well, it's not older than me.
so no. Anyways,
I know her age, but it was told in
Stop.
confidence.
Anyways, so I was singing Hakuna Matata yesterday with with these like 3 dudes that I met at SaltCon. We were what?
No, no. Keep going. Keep going.
What?
Keep going. Okay, continue.
I'm done.
Keep going.
So what are we doing with these
you met,
guys?
You met 3 dudes. And what's going on?
I'm a furry?
I mean,
What?
You're Simba.
Oh.
no.
I was a 6-year-old furry.
Oh, no kids! No kids! God.
I'm secretly a furry.
Secretly, you meow all the time.
I do.
And your
All
middle
the
name is
time.
Cat.
She literally like we'll be playing a game and she'll like die. She's like, oh meow. Like what? But isn't it even? Is meow a curse word now? Like come on.
Meow you. Meow this old thing and then frick mouth.
Hey, stop getting mouthy.
Meow. That's right.
So,
Anyways,
at SaltCon,
3 dudes. Got it.
yes. So I interviewed the one of the owners, and it was really interesting, like finding out what it takes to make those events and.
Just stop.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm following.
I am too, Ray. It's okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so immature.
Children.
Continue. Sorry.
So, so I interviewed him, and then I went out into the main room to go like check out, what games they had playable, because SaltCon is a board game convention that they actually have 3 times a year.
3 times.
What is wrong?
Like 3 dudes.
Just stop.
I'm so sorry. Okay, here, go.
So, anyways, I went to go play like the games or see if I could play anything, and like the first table I went up to had like a little sign on the stand that said "Players Wanted," and
Just talk to Brian and I. They're too drunk to keep a straight
Okay.
face.
No, we got it. No, here. Continue.
He's crying! He's crying!
Continue.
Somebody's crying!
This is a replay of earlier today.
I don't.
Continue. No, I really want to hear the
Like I
story.
said, just talk to
I
Brian
want to see
tonight
how it
and then they'll
ends.
just listen.
Sure.
I want to see how it ends. Please.
You want to see how the 3 guys and 1 girl end?
God
Yes, please.
Involves sushi.
Okay,
No,
that's
but-
anticlimactic.
No, so we ended up playing. I went up to a different table because the first table they were like looking at me weird. I don't know. It's kind of like I thought they wanted more players to
Yeah, but they don't want girls.
probably. But so I went up to another table and there was 2 dudes trying to figure out this game that like literally it looks so complex and actually pretty was, but it was kind of interesting because it involved real places in like England or whatever.
Yeah,
and
foreign places.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was set during like the 1800s, and you were basically trying to get a monopoly, but it was like very old British times Monopoly.
Okay.
And anyways, it reminded me of like Civilization, the video game.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't play as many board games as I used to, and that was actually really cool because it was like, I don't know, I'm so used to just going through video games, like trying to get through them fast in order to like analyze each and every detail for school, and just trying to be better at understanding it from a designer point of view instead of just a player point of view. And it was just really cool just sitting down and playing with some other people.
It was so good until you said it like that. Come on. That was so good.
So it was interesting, just like I didn't know they're strangers, and we all like are.
The chat, there's nothing on the chat. We're just dirty-minded. Keep going.
And we're making fun of each other, but we started singing Hakuna Matata, and each one of us like just chimes in at all the different parts. It was quite interesting because at first it was only 2 dudes, and then another one joined in.
And it was banging, man.
I'm sorry for them. Like, really, it's like I kept all thoughts to myself. They're inebriated, which is the word of the day.
There's only 2 that they're joined in.
What did you just say?
There's 2 and 1 joined in. A third one joined in.
Oh my gosh.
I bet that was a surprise.
You know, because of them, we've lost a few viewers. So.
Yeah.
No, we're still at 7.
We were at 12.
No, we had 8.
We were at 12.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Anyways,
Come back.
So we just like played the game. Then I was super hungry because I've been there for all day. They don't allow any food or drink into the room. But it was weird because they actually had concessions in the previous room. And then it was weird, if you actually looked around, they actually had like some drinks, and there was like babies crying, but it was actually really low-key like con. I was just so used to going to cons and then being so crowded and congested and so hot, like all that body heat. And this place was like, I needed an actual jacket because it was chilly. It was at the Davis Convention Center. And I like that place a lot just because it's... What are you doing?
I was just touching Stefan. Continue.
It's an approval of a comment.
I am so about this story right now. Continue.
Oh my God.
It was really hot, but then it was really cold, and we had the jacket.
Yeah. Anyways, we just went out and got sushi, and then just kind of separated ways. It was like...
Very anticlimactic.
Sorry.
So you went to sushi with strangers. I've never really like I get making friends, but I've never been like, you know,
My foot.
I just met you. Let's go get food together.
Well, we
Like,
were playing for a few hours.
Oh, okay.
And like just talking and bantering and stuff, and like playing the game, and I ended up winning because
Girl power.
yeah. What do you like?
Girl power.
Leave her hanging.
I'll.
Can you
hang
scratch
on.
like right here? Oh yeah.
Anyways, so I just went out to sushi with them because I was starving and
Sorry, Kate.
wow.
I was not okay with Carly joining in on that experience. Sorry, Carly.
I don't need that side scratch.
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Anyways,
No, that's
Yeah, I was like, well, I didn't know if SuckCon was multiple times a year.
yeah.
yeah, their biggest event is in spring, where they have a turnout of almost 2,000 people.
Wow.
I've never even heard of this place until last semester. One of my instructors encouraged students to enter in their games that we made all semester long, because everybody for their final has to turn in a board game, a card game, some sort of game that isn't a video game that you made during the semester, and we play tested and we try to perfect it, and then the teachers ended up playing it and gave us their final result. But she encouraged players or designers to enter in their games to SaltCon in the spring, because I believe that's the only time that they actually do that kind of stuff. And you could go there, host your game, like get people to come over and play it, or you can leave it there and try and get feedback for it, and you just enter it with them. But then summer and fall are the other two events that they host. And so during the summer, it's a little less of a turnout. It was probably about 700, and then come the fall, it's a little less. But they were giving like away free games to people. Like, you pay an entry fee, they give you a game. I mean, as long as they had like a surplus of games.
Yeah.
Because they
While
get
supplies last.
Yeah, because they get tons of like, or not tons, but they get some contributors that give them games like, hey, play test my stuff, or hey, we have all this stuff, will you give us like an exhibition area in your con? And I thought it'd be kind of interesting. I don't know how we would implement it, but like interesting if we went out there to just kind of like support them, or do something, because it is game related. And they had a lot of RPG rooms. They had like, I believe 3.
LARPing.
Actually, no. Like even in the front room, they had like a circle of people sitting in chairs and people like yelling at each other, and everybody was laughing, and they had no security there. At this con, they had no security, and
maybe they were undercover.
Well, when talking to one of the owners, he was actually saying that they haven't needed it because they've had no issues. And, normally you hear about drama at cons to where, they have to have security. And, even talking with Kelly, Green Arrow, SLC, he was talking about how, like, at Denver, they're upping the weapon policies and all the other securities to where it's getting harder and harder just to be a cosplayer and bringing in your props. And this place, I mean, they don't allow any like weapons or props or anything, because there wasn't really anybody cosplaying. I tried to go there as a Ramona Flowers, but my cosplay didn't work out. And then I noticed that like nobody was cosplaying, and it was like a different kind of con. I was not expecting just how low key and just how everybody was just kind of doing their own thing and
just chill.
They were so engaged in the games, and all the tables were spread out, like like at Gaming Con. All the tables are so mushed together. You have to walk all the way around just to get to another section of the table. And you're like crammed, you can barely move. Dude, they thought this thing out to where like you can get up, move, walk around all the tables to have like a couple feet in between them. It was like well planned, and I just was surprised that like nobody else had heard about him until like our teacher brought it up. So
Shelby, we all have done that, let's be honest. Tyler, I'm going with you.
Tyler wants to take us LARPing.
I'm down.
I'm down.
I guess I'm going to probably be the town idiot and locked away already.
Probably.
I'll spend the day in.
You'll be the gnome with the red hat.
Yes.
When I worked at the airport,
Pointy hat.
I had that custom made. Thank you very much.
And then I turned your dog against you and rattled you around like a chew toy. I was not expecting you to go that far, Kate, and I was like, oh shit. Did I
You rolled a really high number.
I have scary
D&D
good
campaign.
rolls in D&D sometimes. Like it's like, we need to seduce the judge to get our barbarians out of jail because they killed a pirate. Rolls high enough. Yes, you're beautiful, they're free. Because I'm a totally overpowered half-elf.
He was mad horny for Carly.
Because I'm this like totally OP half-elf that's super gorgeous, this social, like total like OP. And I'm just like, Well, let's try it. Boom, rolls high enough. It's great.
My doggy.
What?
It
Oh,
turned against me.
tell the story,
Mastiff.
Kaden. I want to hear you tell the story.
Honey Mastiff. Okay, so Carly had an original character
That we had to kill off.
that
because
killed. It was a pretty awesome, like, I introduced a Death Knight at, like, level 3, and the Death Knight just, like, it's a little homebrewed, so he, like, snapped his fingers kind of like Thanos and, like, absorbed Carly's soul. Like, it was
soul.
what was I? Was I a... You were a ranger. I think you were a
No,
human.
I'm a ranger now. I was a bard
you were
before.
a bard, yeah.
Was
So
I human?
I think so.
Yeah.
Now you're a ranger. And
Yes, I did, and I totally missed on purpose.
yeah. So I'm getting to that. So the way we introduced her was they were the
Well, 'cause they
original.
were like, I basically was like, hey, I can come back in. My work schedule lightened up because I'm going back to the corporate offices instead of the store. And they're like, oh, well, we need a ranger. Are you cool with that? And I was like, hell yeah, I'll be Legolas.
Yeah. So the original murder hobos were performing a show on this boat, and the way we introduced Carly was we had her climb the mast, and she decided to. One of our barbarians was like lifting Shelby. Yeah, Shelby was lifting up the anchor, trying to like show like her strength and stuff, and she totally did it. Had it up, and Carly decided, you know, what would be fun? Let's shoot an arrow at Shelby. So she shot an arrow at her feet. Shelby
Freaked out,
didn't make her dex save, and totally dropped the anchor on her. And then Carly just came down and was like, hello. And Brandon's Mastiff, Honey,
because you know you can have animal companions, and he decided to have a Mastiff, which, as like a little 3-foot tall gnome with a 2-foot tall pointy red hat, is pretty damn big animal.
No, the hat was 1 foot.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
So I
and
was 4 feet total.
yeah, and then the Mastiff Carly decided to have the Mastiff use Brandon as a chew toy, and I think she rolled like a 23 on animal handling, and I was like, you know what, Brandon, you're a chew toy now.
Well, because I'm here like, I'm going to show these people up because I'm kind of a little bit cocky, so I basically just said,
Pretty great.
hey, puppy, and she was like, yeah, and I was like, pointed to Brandon, and I said, fetch.
You know,
And she goes, runs up, picks him up by the collar, and just, and he's just like, ah! And then I was like, honey, down, and she just, blah. He was so mad at me. He wouldn't even look at me the rest of the day. And I'm like, it wasn't even me. Kaden made that up.
you know what? I don't make the rules. I just enforce them.
You're the fucking DM.
Yeah, I just enforce the rules set forth by Wizards of the West Coast.
But Shelby and I made up because
Or
I was like,
Wizards of the
hey,
Coast.
you okay? Because she only took like 3 damage.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, hey, you okay? I didn't mean to scare you that bad. And she's just like, yeah, from under the anchor.
Yeah, that was a...
And then everyone was like looking at me like, who dis, bitch? Save the show, though.
Shelby doesn't know what a gnome is.
Oh, the dwarf, sorry.
No, I'm a
No, he's a
I'm a
gnome.
gnome.
That's her name in
What a
the...
gnome is.
She doesn't know what a gnome is. And then Tyler is, where is he?
Tyler's wood
He's still
elf,
here?
too.
You were so...
No.
You were gone.
You were so
Oh,
bad.
you were.
How much rum was in yours?
It's not even about the rum. I've officially been awake for 27 hours.
Woo!
Here,
I'm tired.
I'll be the one in the middle.
Oh, really?
Tyler,
Oh my God.
family? Tyler's
Anyways.
a wood elf, and I'm a half human with wood elf in her. And
Oh, bouncing bow wow.
I realized right as I said that, I was like, damn it.
Oh.
But Tyler, we should be related with our half wood elves. Or wood elves, yeah.
Hopefully your mass isn't half mass.
What?
Better than yours.
Anyways,
I know way too much about you all to function.
That's what you get for living with us almost for 2 years.
Not wrong.
so,
No. Oh, we're coming up on time.
Are we?
Yeah.
Wow.
we are.
Yeah, we are.
It's been an hour and a half.
Huh?
It's been an hour and a half.
That was English. Anyway, so
They're back.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're back.
Wow, Tyler, that was rude.
I totally stick my dick in
I
crazy.
will allow it.
I
Oh
know.
my god.
So again, you guys, super big thank you to everyone that has joined the live stream. Like I said, we're in rare form today,
We
as
are.
you all could clearly tell.
This has
Yeah.
been
Came
a
back
fun
with a
episode.
vengeance.
Yeah, so that's been a thing.
Talk about
We
90s
will be
porn.
back. We will be back next weekend over on Saturday at 6 p.m. I have no idea who's going to be here, but
Probably not me.
yeah.
Candace and
That's
Tyler
right.
and me.
Yeah, that's right. We are. Yeah.
This is gonna be your Infinity or not Infinity End Games.
I would like to be on that.
No, there's discussions. Well, we'll have many discussions after this off
The
mic.
talk.
So yes, but yeah, that's the thing. So again, tune back in next Saturday at 6 p.m. If you all are listening over on audio, thank you for listening. Always stay tuned for Wednesdays, and then Patreon. We are updating our Patreon. It should be
Yes.
done hopefully by the end of this week. I just need time. But yes, so
Stefan is amazing. He does everything for this business, and if you enjoy Crack Brain content, it's usually because of either this guy or this guy.
www.patreon.com/crackbrain.
you did good job remembering.
Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell.
Smash the links.
Shut.
Hey,
your
we should
mouth.
take a
Hey,
vote. Who should
vote
one
and
last
stuff.
thing. The Spotify store. So
Spotify.
Shopify?
Shopify. Okay, yes. We do have. We still. You rubbing your nipples, and that's wrong. So yes, Brandon is wearing our new workout shirt. We do have men's and women's. Sizes are on the website. I made sure that those are available. But yes,
It's soft.
I got
It's
the
very
wall
soft.
clock. The best thing about the wall clock, it doesn't tick. It just spins around.
He put it above his toilet.
Well, I need when I get out of the shower, I like to know what time it is.
You
so I-
also.
How many people walk out of a shower going, I wonder if it's 12 for
No, because I should get out of the shower
I
at
do look at
7:15.
the time
So
on my phone.
I need to know if
because
I'm
always,
running late on time before I go to work.
Yeah.
You all scare me.
Okay, well-
I'm not late to work.
There we go.
I show up before 8 o'clock in the morning.
And
He's
I'm not even
punctual.
awake at that point.
Punctual. So
Thank
I
you
love
for
it.
tuning in.
if you want to be able to go and get those things, go to cracked-brain.myshopify.com and
Links
you can
down
be able
below.
to go and get that. So yes, there are links down below. Again, thank you all for joining us. We'll be back
Love
next
you.
week, and until next time, we'll talk to y'all
I will
later.
see you later.
Bye.
Goodbye. I don't know when I'll be back. Miss me. Remember me.
Red
I've
Rocket.
now ended the audio version.
Oh my god.
I still look. YouTube is still on right
Yeah,
now.
I
And
Whoa!
why again?
Stop.
You need to go to the thing.
Please, Brandon.
I technically just need to go to this thing.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't even know
fine.
what to think about
it's,
this
oh
episode.
no. It's not giving me the option.
To end it?
Yeah, it's a thing. So yeah, it's like technically we're still live right now. This is the
Turn
thing that
down.
like that irritates me. the
We gotta
most.
click the thing, and you gotta click another thing.
Or you know what? I could just
You
be.
just dabbed.
You know what? Guess what? Ending stream.